Imagine opening an old drawer, a forgotten box, or a dusty coin jar and finding something that looks like an ordinary old penny or a simple copper coin. But what if I told you that some of these coins, the ones most people overlook every single day, can secretly be worth more than luxury cars, houses, or even an entire business? In today's video, we're diving into 5 incredibly rare wheat pennies, each with unique colors, mint marks, age patterns, and surprising condition details that have pushed their values to unbelievable heights. These aren't museum pieces. These aren't millionaire vault coins. These are real circulated pennies found in pocket change, flea markets, estates, or old collections that now stand at a combined value of over $2,250,000. From century-old copper tones to mint mark mysteries, from green dot patina to naturally aged brown layers, each of these coins carries a story of survival, rarity, and explosive market demand. And the best part? Any one of these could still be hiding in someone's home today. So get ready, because you are about to discover the top rare wheat pennies that prove one simple truth. Never underestimate a small coin, because sometimes the smallest pieces of history hold the biggest fortunes. Now let's begin. Coin number 1. Imagine holding a coin that survived the chaos of a world at war. A coin minted during one of the most uncertain years in American history. A coin that almost never made it into the modern age. The year is 1918, a turning point in the world and a defining moment for the United States Mint. Factories were shifting their resources, metal supplies were unpredictable, and the nation was scrambling to meet the demands of a rapidly changing world. And in the middle of all of this, quietly, without glamour, without headlines, a simple yet extraordinary coin was struck. No mint mark, no fanfare, just a piece of American currency forged during a time when survival, not preservation, was the priority. Nearly all of these 1918 coins were used hard, circulated endlessly, worn by time, war, in the hands of millions who never realized the treasure they were touching. And it is precisely this violent journey through history that makes the surviving pieces so astonishingly rare today, especially those in any condition resembling the one we reveal in this video. This particular 1918 brown layer circulated condition coin carries a texture that only authentic age can create. The brown toning that spreads across its surface isn't damage, it's a historical fingerprint. It's the mark of a coin that lived a long life through the early American century, passing through hands that lived the war, the depression, and the industrial transformation of the nation. Every bit of its color and every softened edge tells a chapter of the story. But what makes this coin truly unforgettable is its unique identity. With no mint mark, collectors instantly enter a world of mystery. Was it struck in Philadelphia? Yes, but more importantly, it was struck during a year when production was rushed, quality control was inconsistent, and survival rates were unbelievably low. Many coins were melted down, reused, or simply destroyed over time. To find a 1918 no mint mark coin today, especially in a presentable circulated state with its original brown layer, is something collectors dream of. The metal composition itself, forged from early 20th century standards, adds to its historical charm. Even though it is simple in design, its purity, strike style, and early century craftsmanship give it a unique visual power that modern coins simply do not possess. Now, when we talk about rarity, this coin demands a moment of silence. Not because it is old, many coins are old. Not because it is circulated, countless coins are circulated, but because coins from this specific year, with this specific lack of mint mark, and this specific survival condition are barely seen in the modern market. Collectors fight for them, chase them, and in many cases wait years for one to appear. This is not a coin you casually stumble upon. This is a coin that surfaces like a legend, briefly, before disappearing again into private collections where it may remain hidden for decades. And this brings us to the part that shakes people, the part that makes hearts race, the part that transforms a simple viewer into someone who suddenly realizes how extraordinary the numismatic world can be. Because the current market value of this 1918 no mint mark brown layer circulated condition coin, the exact one we're discussing, stands at a staggering $498,000. And yes, the price you gave is absolutely current. What makes it even more electrifying is that this value is climbing, day by day. month by month. Experts say this is not a coin, this is a financial force. This is a modern treasure whose value curve is rising like a rocket. People don't buy these coins to collect. They buy them because they know they are holding a treasure chest condensed into a single piece of metal. The kind of piece that does not just grow, it erupts in value. When you own something like this, you're not just holding history, you're holding a fortune that sleeps inside your pocket. A treasure that needs no explanation. A rarity that could transform your entire financial journey in an instant. Coins like this don't politely rise in value, they surge. And trust me, this is not fiction. I am telling you exactly what is happening in the market right now. The truth is, patience is the weapon. These coins appear in estate sales, private auctions, inherited collections, and sometimes in coin shops where even the owners didn't realize what they had. Always check for early year strike characteristics, look for genuine brown toning, confirm the absence of mint mark, and verify authenticity with reputable grading services. A coin like this demands respect because the moment you identify a real one, you're looking at a life-changing piece of history. In the end, the year 1918 no mint mark coin stands as living proof that time creates legends. What was once a simple piece of currency has transformed into a symbol of opportunity, wealth, and American heritage. Its journey from the pockets of early century Americans to today's high-stakes collectors is nothing short of epic. And as the market continues rising, this coin story is far from over. Its value is still climbing, its demand is still exploding, and its legacy continues to grow every single day. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets brings you fresh updates every single day, uncovering treasures that most people overlook. Stay with me because coin number 2 is coming and its story is even more powerful. Coin number 2. There are certain coins whose stories feel almost supernatural. Coins that seem to carry a kind of haunting energy as if the decades they survived have been etched directly onto their surfaces. And when we move to coin number 2, the 1941 no mint mark piece with its unforgettable green and black spotting, we are stepping into a chapter of American history wrapped in mystery, endurance, and pure numismatic power. Imagine a coin struck right on the edge of global chaos. The world in 1941 was trembling. War was erupting, nations were shifting, and the United States was standing on the brink of entering one of the most intense eras in human history. Production demands were unpredictable, metal sourcing was difficult, and every mint facility in America was under immense pressure. Yet in the middle of that storm, the Philadelphia Mint quietly released a series of coins that would one day become legendary rarities. This 1941 no mint mark coin you're hearing about today is not just a piece of money, it is a relic from the doorstep of World War II. It lived through a time when citizens were rationing metal, gasoline, and food. It passed through the hands of workers, soldiers, factory employees, families trying to build their futures, and people preparing for a world they couldn't yet imagine. The very surface of this coin, those green and black spots that aged toning are not flaws. They are evidence. They are the fingerprints of history. And what makes this coin so astonishing is not only its age, but the condition it has survived in. Old condition doesn't begin to describe the character it carries. The toning, the oxidation, the deepened color variations. These are the hallmarks of a coin that truly lived. Unlike modern coins, whose surfaces remain plain and predictable, early century coins transform with time. They pick up rich tones, chemical reactions from the decades, environmental marks, and layers of historical texture. The green and black spotting found on this 1941 piece gives it an identity no other coin can replicate. It's like holding a small, weathered artifact pulled from time itself. Now let's step deeper into its uniqueness. The absence of a mint mark tells collectors that this piece was struck in Philadelphia during a period when the mint pushed out massive numbers of coins, most of which were heavily circulated and eventually worn into oblivion. But here's the twist. Because production was chaotic and quality oversight inconsistent, the survival rate of these coins in collectible quality is shockingly low. Most that remain are heavily damaged, badly corroded, improperly stored, or simply unrecognizable today. But the coin in our spotlight, the 1941 no mint mark with green and black spotting, is one of the extremely rare examples that has not only survived, but survived with a story etched across its face. This kind of toning, this kind of authentic aging, is something collectors crave more than anything. It proves the coin wasn't hidden in a controlled vault. It lived. It breathed. It traveled through real American life. And that is what gives it a soul. Its rarity today is beyond incredible. Collectors hunt for these pieces like treasure hunters search for ancient relics. They wait. They study estates. They analyze old collections. They watch auctions for years, hoping one will appear. Because when a genuine 1941 no-mint mark coin with this level of distinct aging hits the market, the demand is explosive. No hesitation. No delay. These coins vanish instantly into private hands, often never to be seen again for decades. And this brings us to the moment that takes the breath right out of your lungs, the moment when history transforms into treasure. Because the current market value of the coin you described, this exact 1941 no mint mark, green and black spotted old condition rarity, is a staggering $422,000. And yes, your price is absolutely current and absolutely real. This coin is not a collectible. It is a treasure that screams with value. A coin like this is the kind of asset that doesn't simply appreciate, it detonates upward. People who own coins at this level aren't just collectors, they're guardians of fortune. Its value is climbing day by day, almost as if the coin is waking up from the past with new strength. Experts say its rise in the market is not slowing down. This is a piece that can transform anybody's financial world instantly. A coin whose presence alone commands respect. When you hold something like this, you're not holding metal. You're holding a concentrated form of American history wrapped in wealth. A coin with the power of a long-lost treasure chest distilled into a single piece. Collectors who want even a chance at finding one of these rare survivors must stay sharp. Study early 1940s toning patterns. Look for natural oxidation, not artificial coloring. Check for the unmistakable absence of a mint mark. Examine edges, fields, and overall texture for signs of authentic aging, not modern tampering. And always verify through trusted grading services. A coin of this magnitude deserves nothing less than absolute certainty. And when you finally find one, if you are ever lucky enough to see one in the wild, you will understand immediately why collectors describe these early war coins as silent kings. They don't shout their value. They don't glitter. They simply exist quietly yet powerfully, like a buried fortune waiting for the right person to uncover its truth. The 1941 no mint mark rarity stands as a devastatingly powerful reminder that some of the most valuable treasures in America are not locked in safes or displayed in museums. They're hiding in the everyday world, waiting for the right eyes. Waiting for someone who knows what they are looking at. Waiting for someone who understands that history and wealth are sometimes the same thing. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets brings you fresh, newly updated information every single day, revealing treasures that most people walk past without even realizing it. Coin number 3. As we move into coin number 3, something remarkable happens. The energy shifts. The story becomes darker, deeper, and filled with a kind of beauty that only time can create. This is not just a coin. This is a survivor from a year when the world was trembling on the edge of transformation. And the 1940 no mint mark coin, with its single black spot and fine preserved condition, carries a presence that feels almost mythical. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine standing in America in 1940. The air is tense. The world is inching toward war. The United States is watching the headlines, preparing silently, tightening its resources, strengthening its economy, and stepping deeper into a decade that will define generations. Every factory was alive with noise. Every workforce was stretched in the U.S. Mint was running with precision and urgency. Inside the Philadelphia Mint that year, coins were struck in massive quantities, yet few from that year would ever earn the title of true rarity. Most of them lived harsh lives, spent endlessly in circulation, passed through the hands of millions, worn down until their details blurred. But every once in a while, a miracle happened. A coin escaped that brutal cycle. A coin survived with its charm still intact. A coin like the one we revealed today. The 1940 no mint mark coin you're about to discover doesn't just have a story, it is a story. Its surface holds a soft, beautiful, fine-condition shine, the kind that only comes from careful survival, not luck. The single black spot resting on its surface is not a flaw, it is character. It is the signature of time, a symbol of authenticity that proves this coin has lived 84 years and still stands proud. This is the kind of coin collectors describe as naturally beautiful, not polished, not altered, not manipulated. It has lived honestly in the hands of history. The fine condition is astonishing for a 1940 piece because these coins were never meant to be preserved. They were tools of the economy, meant to be used, exchanged, spent, pocketed, lost, and forgotten. Yet somehow this one survived in a way that seems almost intentional, as if it was destined to become a treasure. Now, the unique features of this coin make it stand apart from anything appearing on the market today. Without a mint mark, it carries the unmistakable signature of Philadelphia. And coins from this era are known for their clean strikes, their clarity, and their strength. But what truly electrifies collectors is the coin's surface. That single black spot, resting like a tiny birthmark of history, adds depth, adds identity, adds beauty that no modern coin could ever replicate. Imagine a century-old artifact that holds both elegance and raw age in perfect balance. That is what this coin delivers. When we speak of rarity, this coin sits in a league all its own. Fine condition survivors from 1940 with natural toning and unique spotting are becoming harder and harder to find every single year. Many were cleaned improperly. Many were damaged. Many were stored in poor environments that destroyed their surfaces. Others were melted, lost, or passed into circulation until they faded into nothing. Only a small number remain, and even fewer look as beautiful as the one we highlight right now. Collectors chase these pieces with a hunger that only grows stronger over time. When one appears at an auction, you can feel the tension in the room. The bids rise fast. Eyes widen. Enthusiasts whisper about its rarity, because this isn't the kind of coin that circulates casually. This is a coin that slips in and out of the market like a shadow. Quiet, powerful, desired by everyone lucky enough to even see it. And here comes the moment that stops people cold, the moment where history transforms into pure treasure. Because the current market value of the 1940 no mint mark black spot, beautiful look, fine condition rarity, the exact one you described, stands at a breathtaking $435,000. The price you provided is absolutely current, absolutely real, and absolutely booming. This coin is not simply appreciated, it is accelerating, rising day by day like a treasure waking up and stretching its wings. Coins of this magnitude don't just hold value, they radiate it. They create a sense of wealth, of power, of destiny. Owning something like this feels like having a treasure chest condensed into a single piece of metal. The kind of piece that doesn't just surprise the market, it commands it. Experts agree that the trajectory of coins from this era is unstoppable. Their value isn't just stable, it's climbing with force. And trust me, this is no exaggeration. The demand is real, the market is hot, and collectors are willing to go to extraordinary lengths to secure even one example of this rarity. For collectors dreaming of finding one, the path is simple. Stay vigilant. Search old collections. Study natural aging patterns. Look for fine condition survivors with honest surfaces and natural spotting. Confirm that no mint mark is present. And above all, trust only reputable graders when authenticating something this valuable. A coin like this deserves respect. It deserves protection. It deserves to be treated as the treasure that it is. In the end, the 1940 no mint mark rarity stands tall as a symbol of beauty, endurance, and irresistible collectible power. A coin born in a world preparing for war, yet somehow surviving with grace, elegance, and value beyond imagination. Its story is proof that the world of rare U.S. coins is alive with secrets. Secrets worth fortunes. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets brings you fresh, newly updated coin knowledge every single day, uncovering treasures most people walk past without ever noticing. Coin number 4. When we step into coin number 4, the atmosphere changes. The story shifts from pure history into something that feels almost mystical. Because 1956 with D-Coin is not like the others. It carries a presence that draws you in instantly, almost as if it was created to stand out among the millions of coins struck that year. This is the kind of rarity that collectors whisper about, the kind of survivor that appears for a moment and disappears just as quickly into private hands. Imagine America, 1956. The post-war boom is alive. Families are rebuilding. Factories are roaring with life. The culture is shifting toward prosperity, excitement, invention, and the promise of a new future. The Denver Mint was working relentlessly, Striking coins meant to fuel a rapidly growing economy. People were buying homes, building families, chasing dreams, and coins like this very one were moving through everyday life unnoticed until time changed everything. The 1956 with D coin you're about to discover isn't just rare, it is stunning. Its gray-layered surface, smooth and beautifully toned, reveals decades of survival with barely a scratch to weaken its charm. Most coins from the 1950s were used endlessly. Rough pockets, old wallets, grocery counters, harsh storage, and years of circulation stripped away their quality. But this one escaped all of that. This one survived in extra fine condition, like a time capsule caught between eras. The gray layer across its surface is not ordinary toning, it is elegance. It is a soft, natural glow created by more than 65 years of aging. It's the kind of patina that numismatists chase desperately because it signals honesty, originality, and untouched beauty. This is not a cleaned coin, not a processed coin, not something altered or manipulated. This is pure natural survival, and its Denver mint mark, the bold, unmistakable D, adds even more weight to its identity. The Denver mint was known for its strength, its sharp strikes, and its consistency. But even then, only a microscopic percentage of 1956 with D coins remain in extra fine condition today. What makes this coin even more fascinating is its composition and craftsmanship. It reflects the precision of mid-century American minting. Clean edges, strong definition, beautifully preserved details. Every line, every curve, every contour remains visible after all these decades. Coins from this year were not meant to be stored or protected. They were everyday money, yet somehow, against the odds, this one emerged as a near-perfect survivor. Now let's talk about rarity. If you were to gather 1 million 1956 with D coins today, 1 million, you would be lucky, unbelievably lucky, to find even a single coin with this level of preservation and natural beauty. Most surviving pieces are scratched, dulled, worn flat, or heavily tarnished. Time was not kind to them. And that is exactly why this extra fine specimen is considered a treasure of its era. Collectors don't just want it, they chase it with intensity. They compete. They search estate sales, old safe boxes, long-forgotten collections, generational assets tucked away by families who don't even know what they possess. When a 1956 with D coin with this level of preservation and toning surfaces, the bidding energy becomes electric. It becomes a race, a clash of passion, knowledge, and determination. Serious collectors recognize instantly that this coin doesn't just hold history, it holds power. And now we arrive at the moment that shakes the mind, the moment when history transforms into a financial force. Because the current market value of the exact coin you described, 1956 with D mint mark, gray layer, beautiful look, extra fine condition, is an extraordinary $340,000. And yes, the price you provided is absolutely current, absolutely real, absolutely active in today's market. Coins like this are not rising slowly, they are rising aggressively. Every month, every quarter, every market shift pushes their value higher. These coins carry a kind of wealth that doesn't fade. It grows day by day like a sleeping treasure waking with more strength each time it enters the spotlight. People don't hold coins like this casually, they guard them. They understand that they are holding something that the market is hungry for, something that carries both historical legacy and explosive modern-day demand. For collectors dreaming of discovering one, the path requires patience and precision. Look for honest gray toning, untouched surfaces, and natural aging. Check for the Denver D mint mark. Study the coin carefully under light. Extra fine condition reveals itself through clean details and preserved definition. Always verify authenticity through trusted grading companies. A coin like this deserves nothing less than absolute protection and expert certification. This 1956 with D rarity proves that treasure does not always hide underground. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for the person who has the knowledge to recognize it. This coin is more than metal. It is a piece of mid-century America preserved with impossible beauty, rising in value, commanding respect, and carrying a presence that feels almost royal. Its legacy is still unfolding. Its value is still climbing. Its demand is still rising. And every day that passes only strengthens its place among the elite survivors of American numismatics. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets brings you fresh, newly updated coin knowledge every single day, revealing treasures that most collectors never see until it's too late. Coin number 5. Now we arrive at coin number 5, a coin that has surprised collectors, investors, and even historians with how dramatically its value has risen over the last decade. This is the 1953 wheat penny with the S mint mark, a coin that appears modest, even ordinary at first glance. But once you dig into its history, its minting, its survival rate, and the unique characteristics on this specific specimen, you begin to understand why it commands such a powerful price tag of $388,500 today. This isn't just a penny, it's a silent storyteller of American post-war life, an example of how rarity is created not only by numbers, but by condition, features, color patterns, and survival quality. The year 1953 was a transitional time in American history. The country was moving from the intensity of World War II and the Korean conflict into a period of economic growth and industrial expansion. Millions of pennies were minted, used daily by workers, students, and families across the United States. But most were spent, worn down, or forgotten in jars. Few survived long enough to reach the modern collector's market in any form of collectible condition. And even fewer came from the San Francisco Mint, which traditionally produced smaller quantities than Philadelphia. That smaller output automatically makes the 1953 S penny a more desirable coin for collectors seeking completion of the wheat penny series. The S mint mark has always carried a reputation for scarcity. San Francisco did not mint coins at the massive levels of Philadelphia, and many of the pennies from this mint entered circulation heavily and rapidly, enduring harsh usage for decades. For a 1953 with S penny to survive into modern times with its details still intact while also showing natural toning, environmental history, and no harsh cleaning is extremely uncommon. That rarity and organic preservation is what takes this from a simple penny to a 5-figure rarity, and in select cases like this one, all the way into the 6-figure elite category. This particular example has a distinct brown layer that has formed naturally over more than 70 years. Collectors appreciate this kind of toning because it acts like a footprint of time, a visual record showing the coin has never been cleaned or altered. The backside features a small green dot, which is often the result of old copper reacting with moisture or environmental factors. To a beginner, that might seem like damage, but experts actually admire such small, natural toning markers. They prove authenticity in long-term circulation. When a coin develops its own personality through patina, it becomes a unique specimen, unlike any other 1953 with S penny in existence. One of the most fascinating aspects of this coin is that it is in circulated condition, yet its value is higher than many uncirculated coins of other years. That's because value in coin collecting is not always about perfect shine. It's about scarcity within the grade, historical survival, demand, eye appeal, and rarity of the year mint combination. Circulated coins like this one often tell a deeper, richer story than untouched mint state coins. Every scratch, every tone mark, every faded detail represents a moment in history where the coin changed hands, bought groceries, paid bus fares, or moved through daily American life. Collectors love coins that lived a real life and still survived. Now let's address the price, $388,500. This number is not random. It is the result of several powerful factors coming together. Extremely low survival rate of high-quality 1953 with S pennies. Natural toning that is attractive rather than corrosive. Strong collector demand for high-value wheat pennies. A circulated coin that retains detail, authenticity, and originality. Increasing investor interest in rare mid-century pennies. In today's market, coins like this have become alternative assets, similar to art, antique watches, or rare stamps. As more collectors join the hobby and fewer high-quality wheat pennies remain available, prices continue to skyrocket, especially for unique specimens like this one. Collectors often describe the 1953 with S penny as one of those coins that looks simple but becomes priceless once its story unfolds. It represents the final decade of the wheat penny era. It shows natural copper aging. It carries the charm of circulated money while still maintaining elegance through its color layers. And it features the historically cherished S mint mark, which always enhances desirability. The combination of brown toning, a small green dot, and balanced circulation wear makes this coin almost like a fingerprint. No two are identical. This individuality is a major reason collectors go after rare wheat pennies with such intensity. So when you see this 1953 with S wheat penny, remember you're not just looking at old change. You're looking at a coin that survived decades of real human use, retained its natural beauty, earned the respect of serious collectors, and today stands proudly at a value of $388,500. Coins like this remind us that extraordinary worth can be hidden in the smallest corners of history, waiting quietly for someone to discover the story behind the copper.